Welcome to Hard Hats, High Heels. I'm your host, Hannah Inman, and I'm here with Katie Kettleson. And today we are bringing you a special show from the mansion, and we are here with designer Meghan Blum.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Meghan, for having us here. Really quick, I want to also thank Bankers Trust, Katie Seabilt, Garden Grunt, and
Mimi and T for photography.
Mimi and T, and of course Egg Crates for being our sponsors and allowing us to bring you this design extravaganza today. So we are at the mansion, and you were just featured, Meghan, weren't you, in one of the local publications?
Yeah, thanks. In Homestyle, one of the local magazines, they feature different designers, and I was lucky enough to be the one this last month. So it's great to show off a little bit of your work and talk about your design philosophy.
So if you've never been to the mansion, it's on Ingersoll, and it is pretty much awesome.
It's got very classy in here.
Yeah, lots of great pieces and lots of great inspiration.
Yeah.
So tell us, what are some of the hot trends that are coming up? Because Market is just getting done.
Yep, High Point Market, which happens 2 times a year, is when kind of all the new hot things get released. And just was through this last weekend. One of our designers is getting back today, actually, and we've kind of been filling in on finding out what's been going on. So excited to hear everything from him exactly, but just from what I'm seeing in different things and through magazines and blogs and things like that too, one of the big trends is just the tribal influence and just mixing different ethnic things into your home, which is actually great during the fall because you can kind of go a little more seasonal and more into the fall, which is kind of what we're sitting in right now too, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I feel like a piece like this really sort of grounds the house a little bit and gives it a little bit more earthy feel.
Right.
What do you think about that?
And it's kind of warm. It's perfect for fall, like you were saying. It's kind of get cozy.
Yeah.
Would you keep it through the spring and summer, like a piece like this?
Oh, definitely. And I think what's fun, even about a piece like this too, it's got, a little more ethnic to the top of it. But if you really look at it with the redwood upholstery and then the velvet on the sides, you put a pretty big mirrored tray over it, all of a sudden with some fresh tulips in the spring, it looks completely different.
She said velvet.
I know, and I don't know if you all can see this, but this is a really, 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 really pretty velvet.
It's mohair.
It's
Top
mohair.
of the hair. Yep.
I mean, it is like the most beautiful sofa I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I like this. What is this rug? I mean, it's like a...
It's actually just a throw. So
Just
I mean,
a throw?
a blanket, we use them as just thrown on the side of a sofa or a chair, and in this case we just kind of tucked it through to give the sofa a little bit more of a fall look to it, and
I think that's
a little more texture.
I love it because it makes it more structured, but it lets you update your look a little bit.
Well, I've got a sectional at home, and I know those are ginormous, but I needed the space.
Definitely.
But it's boring to me because it's this big blah of beige, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
And I think this would be great because the cushions come off. I can slip this up under.
You can almost do burlap.
Should I do?
Or even just throughout the different seasons, I don't know if you could accent with like an orange or a yellow, because those are really, really popular pops of color right now in the interior world. Do something similar where you wrap a piece of really cool fabric or, a Greek key type of piece, and then accent with those pillows to kind of jazz it up.
Very nice.
So one of the things I love about this is that we have your traditional brown, golds, and reds together, which is, really warm, but I love how you added, well, I know you didn't, but you chose the fabric that has these sort of robin eggs blue.
It's turquoise,
Yeah, turquoise. It sort of lightens it up and makes it a little bit fresher.
It does, and that would help you tie in the spring for me.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I feel like the gold and red can be a little bit overbearing sometimes if you don't pair it with the right accent color.
And it's great for that great den, or if you're looking for kind of that cozy Ralph Lauren sort of a look.
Yes.
But yeah, sometimes it's good to have more color. And what's great about something like that too is your eye likes to see its contrast. You know, just like in your garden, it likes to see so red with green. So even just that little bit of blue helps in that too.
That's great. So what are some of the trends that you are seeing? We talked a little bit about the tribal. What else are you seeing?
I'm seeing a lot of, obviously, gray. I mean, gray's been around now for a couple of years.
Gray.
But yeah, I mean, you can't, I do too. I mean, you look at my wardrobe half the time, and in my home too as well. I've got lots of gray in it too. And that's what's so fun is you can mix it with different things. And with different colors, your turquoises, your oranges, and your yellows, and that sort of a thing.
So do you think that gray might be peaking?
I'd say no,
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
And
Especially in the Midwest. I mean, just because it always takes a little bit longer to get to.
what would you see? Because I feel like before we had the gray, we had browns, and before browns, we had the black. So what do you think the new neutral will be coming forward, if you could forecast a couple years?
I would almost say it'll continue to be a gray for a few more years, because we were in that brown and that chocolate for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And maybe even moving into a lighter gray taupe that will kind of, go both browns and gray
I like
tones.
going the browns and the gray together. I do listen to me all.
You're just muted.
I know. I was going to ask you, do you ever get crap for wearing brown or grays and blahs? I get crap for wearing that.
Not really. I spiced up with fun
Yeah.
jewelry and different things too, so.
I just must be hanging around with crap. Not that Hannah does, but
Yeah.
I get crap at work. Anyway, that's a side story.
Well,
It's classic though. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
yeah. Well, you're with the BHG crew, and they probably color.
They like
Yeah.
They like color over
Yeah.
there. I mean, look at the covers all the time.
I know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So speaking of color combinations, you spoke a little bit about yellow and orange being hot accent colors. What color combinations are you loving right now?
I am a sucker right now for yellow and gray.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
related.
we are
This is like
too.
the
We are
same
too.
thing.
Yeah.
I just actually finished a project, got to do it in there, and it was just so fun because it's just a great fresh combo, and you can do a lot of really fun patterns with it. And we just saw this like bright yellow leather chair,
Oh boy.
and it was so cool. So if I can work that into a project, it'd be fun to do.
You know, that's almost Hawkeye-ish.
Yeah, you're right. I know.
Trend. It's not a hot.
We'll go back to the red and yellow.
Oh, that's great. Well, why don't we go look around at some other things?
Sounds
So
good.
Megan, this chair I just love. It's neutral enough, but it has great detail. First of all, the fabric is fabulous. Felt. It has
Yep,
the
felt.
nail. Is that what you say?
Nail heads, yep.
Yep. Detail. It's pretty neutral gray color. So if I make an investment in a piece like this, how do I make it my own?
Definitely. There's tons of things you can do. And what's unique about this particular chair that I love is, I mean, it's a wing chair basically, but it's a more transitional one. So it's not your typical Queen Anne that you see would be more traditional. You can mix up the nail heads and do different colors of nail heads. And maybe if you like the gray and the gold, or change out the buttons, or even the welts. It's fun to change up the welts. But say we have this very classic one like you see it right now too, that is just a solid gray. It can go lots of different places in your home. A lot of easy ways that you can change it up like we talked about is take a throw. So right now, you see fretwork and the trellis pattern and whether it's the chevron pattern, taking that, and this is just a nice fretwork pattern, a garden, like a trellis that you'd maybe see.
So it's a throw.
This is just a throw, yep, so I just folded it.
And I love the material. It's a knit, but it's kind of
Heavier.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
So there's one look. Just take that and fold it all the way down. So just really, if you're scared to commit to pattern, this is a great way. You've got your solid chair, and then pattern all the way through on the chair, and it's a great way to really give you pattern without committing on a big investment piece like that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I love the color because it's a navy, and I would never think to pair the navy with the gray, but
Yep.
I like it
Yep.
together. So
Yep.
what else would you do with it?
Well, from there then too, depending on how you're using it, and if it's not a chair you're sitting in all the time too, you just because it's not a real deep chair, you could add a fun pillow, just to add some color, pattern again. Don't be afraid to layer on more pattern on top of it. Some people would say, "Oh, I've already got one pattern, I can't do another," but that's what makes it fun and eclectic, and you as Hannah and your identity as your
See,
house.
and that's what I haven't done fashion-wise, or maybe, well, in my house I
Yeah.
have, thanks to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pattern happy
Yeah.
now there, and it looks really good, but it took me a while to get over that matchy type thing.
Yep.
So what kind of pattern would you maybe put on this one?
Well, we talked about how we're both loving the yellow and gray, so we could just throw on a fun yellow pattern, which is just another little pattern on top of it, and it pulls out the gray in the chair and pulls it into the pillow, and it kind of just creates more dimension to the whole piece together, and then just the yellow bringing that into.
So I love this because I think yellow and navy blue is a more traditional color combination.
Definitely.
But then you have the gray and the yellow, which is more fresh, and so I just love this look. It's such a great look.
Definitely. You know, and as winter is right now too, pulling in another little like cable knit sweater. You know, it's a little bit more
Yeah, that's really nice.
clean, fresh look too. With your, you know, if you've got white trim or, you know, white accents into it, just freshens it up.
Be careful when we leave because Kettleson might put this in her bag.
Oh.
She's been pinning these a lot. So, but this is a great look, and it definitely makes it a little bit more cozy for the winter. I love that.
Definitely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.